All right, let's do this. We are in, I do believe it's Mentor, Ohio. Always one of my top shops. Somebody wrote yesterday on one of my videos and said, I went into a Goodwill one time and it was so dirty and so awful that I never went back. And I basically wrote back and said that, they're not all kind of created or managed equally. So tell me if you feel like that's the same for you as well. By the way, I get really excited when I see the bins out front. They don't even, these things don't even have to be on the shelves. I'm just like, oh, yes. Oh, look at this. Barbie blast from the past. I was a big Barbie collector. Love that. The worst thing was when my brother would like pull the heads off, and then the heads never really went back on the Barbie doll correctly. The neck would split, and yeah, she'd just be wearing her head on her shoulders. Tell me if you two know the pain. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Goodwills. And for me, I don't mind a good pick. Oh, I love that. Why didn't I get those? Regrets. Regrets. So anyway, we're just gonna pick through here. But yeah, I enjoy just a good pick. I mean, stuff doesn't need to be organized on the shelves for me. I'm low maintenance here. This is a nice, tidy Goodwill, and then there's lots of stuff to pick through. So I do run a magical shop. So of course the Harry Potter mug, gonna need that one. Minecraft. Have you guys been hearing about all the ruckus with the new Minecraft movie out in theaters? And I guess there's a part and the kids get all riled up, and anyhow, chaos ensues, and there's a whole thing. All right, I came across this. Now, the nature lover in me, I love this. This looks very old. I think somebody may have gotten this maybe on a trip. They went somewhere tropical, somewhere very special. And that actually, I think, is like a vintage piece with an actual dried butterfly inside of it. So we're just gonna, we're just gonna love on that. I think that's beautiful. So I was so happy to find that. Sandalwood and fresh rose. That's a nice combo. I love the smell of sandalwood. All right, we've got some stained glass pieces. That's peachy. Ooh, I like the star. $2.10. I'm gonna grab the star. Get into my cart. Yes, I love anything with stained glass. Now, when I was there, I couldn't tell what this was, and now in looking back with you guys, that's a little wizard. Do you see a little magical creature? Oh, look at that, you magical creature, you. Had to get a picture of the kitty cat on the trolley. Um, But yeah, I wish I had taken that. I just couldn't see what it was. And quite honestly, when you're out here like this and you're picking through stuff, like, yeah, you give your brain a workout because everything you look at, you go, what is that? What is that? What is that used for? Does it have all its parts? Okay, all right, what am I looking at? So sometimes I look at stuff and my brain just is worn out and it goes, I have no idea what that is. Is it a clown? Now, this is cute. This looks old. I love it. I love it. What was it, like maybe 80s when we decorated with a lot of ducks, geese, goose, all the above? That's a salt and pepper shaker. I love that. I saw this owl. Yeah, take a look at that. But I have been noticing, like, there has been a movement, definitely the last few years. Tell me if you've seen it too, where people are into like cottage core. They call it grandma core, but basically the just the really vintage, cozy pieces. And I just said to Matt this week, I'm like, I feel like my algorithm again is filling up with a lot of that stuff. A lot of new videos are being made with just a lot of like painted cupboards and floral fabrics. I love that. I love that. I don't know. That gives me thoughts of like having toast in the morning at a table. And those are the thicker placemats. But that's exactly what I was talking about when I say cottage core or grandma core. This was cute. There's a little message on the bottom there. It's a personalized one. I don't usually get into personalized stuff too much because, yeah, most people, this is the Rachel who did this one. That's different. But personalized stuff, I don't know. It's just harder to sell to find the right buyer. This is gorgeous. I love happy. That makes me happy. You're going to get that. You're going to love on that. But yeah, so I really think that people are looking for more of the cozy decor. as a way to kind of like ground. We go back to what we love when the world feels chaotic, like a dumpster fire, and you just want to, it's your four corners of the earth. And when you go home and you want to make it a sanctuary and you want to make it feel like a big hug, I love this guy. I love this guy. And then people are like, why do you pick what you do? Because I love cozy things. I love things that make me feel good, and I love finding things for other people as well. I'm really bummed that I did not take this because this is totally my style with the little gourd. Hello, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Get it? With the little mouse. Very magical. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of fun out here. Somebody asked me today on yesterday's video, do you ever worry that you're going to pick up something that's cursed or haunted? No. Oh, look at those knees. Who do those ankles, those knees? Who does that belong to? That right there, that might have been a cursed Starbucks mug, though. We don't know. Don't know. But seriously, I don't. And the truth is that, well, I tell you guys all the time that I own a magical store, a metaphysical store. So I actually do a lot of studies, and I enjoy I enjoy working with energy and learning about energy. And let me tell you, if you've gone into a thrift store, and sometimes things do feel weird to you, like I have been, it's a very real thing when you become open to that and you realize, yeah, that this is all people's stuff, right? Everything has an energy to it. And energy attracts energy. And sometimes you get repelled by other people's energy. By the way, this is again, like, you see that? That's probably what, 1980s? That's cute. I bet you that would sell really well. This is me, born to wander, born to roam. Will never stop. Will never stop. But no, I don't. So I'm well aware that there's energy um, in all these things. But if I ever feel like I pick something up and it literally makes me sick, which there's times I've picked things up, Matt's the same way. Sometimes, Matt, a lot of times, I don't know, maybe it's the Capricorn in me and I'm able to just kind of put myself in my shield and do my thing. um, Matt can go into these places with me and thrift with me, and he will immediately have to leave and go, I can't be in here. I got to go sit in the car. Me, I'm a trooper. We're going to go. But if I get to a point where there's times I also feel the effects of thrifting. By the way, I love that. I love that tray, that wood right there. Want to make your home cozy, get some good textures. But he'll go sit in the car because he just can't. And ever since I've been with Matt, and this year we will be celebrating our 25 years of marriage together, like he's always been that ever since I knew him. Me, I'm kind of like, hey, nothing can hurt you unless you let it. I'm not going to let anything bother me. I'm on a mission here. I'm doing things. But if I come across something that feels like, okay, this is making me sick, I want to throw up, which it does happen. I love cows. Um, I will just leave, or I just will not get an object. And there's been times I've had stuff in my actual cart, and I just felt the red flag when I picked it up. Like, you just didn't like, what is that? Anyway, but you love the object, and then you carry it with you and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I've got to put it back. So tell me if you're somebody as well that you're very aware and you pick up on those energies. Maybe you're really good at reading people. I'm really good at reading people. I'm telling you, I'm just really good at that. But if you're somebody that's really very aware of your surroundings and very aware of the energies that get pulled in, look at this box. Somebody tried to sell it before. It looks at a looks like maybe a vintage place. Which, girl, we are the same because I would have picked the same box too. I am picking the same box. It's now going to be mine. They had $18 on it. I might paint the top of it a little bit because it's a little kind of roughed up, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of a mood I'm in. I try not to take on too many projects because, you know, there's just we have a brick and mortar store, and so it's a lot. It's a lot. We're open 6 days a week, and a lot goes into that because you do give a lot of yourself. Speaking of energy, when you have a brick and mortar store, there is no like virtual wall between you and people. People are in your space, and there's a lot of questions. When you also run a metaphysical magical store, there's a lot of very deep questions that you get. So you give a lot of yourself, and so anyway, I say that because I don't take on as many projects as I used to because just with what I do. What are you doing, Christopher Robin? Okay, I think you're putting his tail back on. So I found a flower frog, another one for the collection. Ironically, I just sold one of these this past week. I'm just doing a little rub over with my fingers. Sometimes people in the comments go, I don't like the way you touch it. Well, I don't even like a comment. I don't know what to say to that, okay? When you're out here, sometimes you have to use your other senses because maybe the lighting, you can't really tell. But I will tell you that when you get pieces back and you put them in a light box or you're out in front of a window, you really, really see that there's chips and things like that. Now, luckily, I didn't pick up on anything, so I think the flower frog is going to be okay. This adorable basket is not, though. I would have used that for a purse. Oh, yeah. Sonia would definitely take that with her. Oh my gosh, I love that. I just got a brand new fringe bag. I'm kind of like I love textures. So anyway, I would have definitely used that basket. Plus it was square. Think about all the stuff that you can fit into a square basket. Now back here is all somebody sitting on the couch over there. This is sold, but this is the furniture section. I always do like to take a peek. This sold does not surprise me because that style, it looks very like almost like trunks. It does remind me of Harry Potter, and a bunch of like just old steamer trunks kind of stacked up. Who sold their sandals, their gold sandals? Might have needed that on vacation. Gold, I love gold. So found these. I think it was like $2.35 a piece. I couldn't tell if that was bent or weird. So sometimes when you put things on these shelving units, the units are warped, and therefore you're like, is that the object or is that the shelf? So you know it's serious when I take it to the floor. We're going down, down, down to the floor here. And then we have a basin. All right, now we can get kind of weird over there because when you see a mirror attached, ooh, that's a whole other topic, right? Like, yeah, the energy of the mirror and who's looked into that mirror before. Tell me if mirrors freak you out. If Matt was here, he would say, yes, they freak me out. Nothing exciting in the clear section. I'm just going to pop over here to blue. I like those, but let's be honest, I just don't think they're going to make it all the way back to Erie. Yeah, I just, unless they're packed really, really well, stuff that's really fragile, glass. Yeah, I love that. A little fleur. Jupiter, Florida. Lots of mugs. You guys told me in the comments in yesterday's video that yes, you love mugs. In fact, one of you guys said that the vintage mugs do really well for you for selling. I love things with crows and birds. Look at that. Why didn't I take that? Can somebody go back and get that for me? This is a mishmash of everything. We got a teddy bear hanger, a pepper. It's got a chip onto it though. Turtle down on aisle 1. Looking for any little knickknacks or anything. This is an example of everything just kind of like on a shelf pushed together. And your job is to search through it. $4.50. I wanted this horse so bad, but of course, he was glued on, like he was broken. Like, it's perfect from this side, right? But I'm reselling, remember. I know he found a home, but there was all that old, that old yellow glue? The stuff that it's just bright yellow. Mrs. Tiggly Winkle. Oh, she's cute. $2.35 for a very old tin. If I remember correctly, it couldn't open, it didn't open, and I didn't want to open Pandora's box. This is an example of knowing when, not to push the limits. All right, so I sold an entire canister of this, 4 of them, for like $80 one time. And so I just found the little tiny sugar canister, so I took that one. That would be good for a little potted plant. These 2 pieces, I was trying to figure out if they went together or not. I see they're tagged separately. Could they not be? Do they fit? Yes. Weirdly enough, they fit together, but the strawberries just don't look right. So I'm like, I don't think they're supposed to be together. I had Matt take a look at it on his phone. He did find me some more birds, some crows. So we're gonna go take those crows, ravens. Love that. I love their little bonnets. Here he is, because I'm going, does that go together? And he's like, no, it doesn't. I don't think so. And I'm like, well, can you check for me? So sure enough, he checked and it did not. I think I just wanted it to work, but it didn't. So I left them. I did find this little set at the end though. I thought they're just clear and they're going to be perfect for, we sell candles here, of course. So people are always looking for candle holders. And when you can buy secondhand, it's awesome. They have just so much character. This as well, I'm picking this up because coasters, vintage coasters, do really, really well for me. Tell me if you're a reseller or you just love them too.